that's better. Where's me fags?
Do you know the damage they're doing to you?
Trace? Cobblers. You want to pack up smoking, that's your lookout. Don't try and spoil one of my few pleasures. Lovely. Bet you're dying for a fag, aren't you?
Not at all.
No? So why are you chewing your nails down to your elbows then? Look at the state you've made of them. I've seen better nails in a coffin. Excuse me, do you mind? It's very rude eating when people are trying to have a fag.
Can't you just shut up?
Have you noticed that you've been eating more since you packed up smoking? Because you're half putting on weight, Trace.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. You never used to be able to see your Nicoline in those trousers.
I can't now.
Actually, I was meant to get myself some new drawers. Fancy going down Brent Cross tomorrow. I think I'll get myself some of those skimpy ones.
They all look skimpy on you. He'll have to be in the afternoon. I'm seeing my hypnotherapist in the morning.
What for? What, you packed up the fags?
I'm seeing Gerald for some general psychotherapy.
What?
Well, there's no need to look like that. Lots of people have it.
Oh, yeah, lots of people who are bonkers. So what goes on at this general therapy, then?
We sit in his office.
And?
And we talk.
And?
And that's it.
What do you mean, that's it? How much does that cost you?
25 quid an hour.
For just a chat? You are bonkers. It don't cost that much to phone up 0898 something and have an hour with Peter Python.
Gerald helps me. You don't understand.
Oh, I understand all right. The bloke's a con man, Trace.
No, he's not. He's got proper qualifications.
Oh, all right then. So tell me how he's helped you.
What, so you can take the rise?
What? Go on, promise me.
Well, the other day, we was talking about the reason I needed to smoke. Was it because Daryl's banged up? Was it because of money worries? Was it because you're living here?
Cheek.
Oh, don't worry. I told him you've helped me cut down. You punt so many, I'm always running out. Anyway, it was Gerald that worked out it couldn't have been any of those reasons, because I've been smoking heavy for years and Daryl's only been banged up for 14 months, and we used to have money coming out the walls when he was robbing banks.
Clever old Gerald. Worked that all out on his own, did he? What's he got qualifications in? Stating the bleeding obvious?
If you listen, as I thought about it, I realised that I've started to smoke more every time we move to a bigger house.
So what you're saying is you're allergic to big houses?
Because I didn't know about Daryl's sideline, unconsciously I was worrying about where the money came from. I mean, we sold the house in Whips Cross for 120 grand and bought this place for $750,000.
So?
So all my worrying was down to Daryl. Why couldn't he be honest and trust me enough to tell me he was robbing banks? Daryl, is there anything you regret about when you was robbing banks?
Yeah. Getting caught.
Don't you regret lying to me about where the money for the house came from?
I never lied.
You told me it was a bank loan. Oh, yeah. I bet you and your mates had a good laugh about that one.
Oh, don't be stupid, Trace. How's me Roses doing?
Don't try and change the subject. I want to know why you didn't tell me about the bank.
Oh, why is that with you, Trace?
Well, you could have done. I bet his wife knew what he was up to.
I doubt it. He's in for bigamy.
I don't think it's funny. What else is there you haven't told me about?
There's nothing else. Oh. Apart from the 2 kids I had by that Filipino bird.
What?
Yeah. I keep them in the cupboard under the stairs. Haven't you heard them moving about?
One big joke to you, innit? Well, I'm frightened. You didn't trust me enough to tell me about an important part of your life. Don't say much for our relationship, does it?
Oh, Tracy, don't start making this into something it's not. If I'd have told you, you'd have only worried. A couple of hours late home from work and you'd have been on the phone to the old Bill to see if I got away all right.
Well, if you'd told me, it wouldn't have been as big a shock as when they turned up to tell me he was going to be 12 years late.
My dinner ain't still in the oven, is it?
Sod you.
Look, I didn't tell you because I thought that was for the best. What good would it have done?
Well, I'd have known what was going on and we could have spoke about it. I could have stopped you. Look, I weren't bothered about having loads of money. I'd have been just as happy if you'd been a porter down a fish market like your dad.
Well, I wouldn't have been. I didn't want to end up in a poxy prefab in Poplar and having to stand downwind of bus queues.
Was it the money you did it for, or was it?
What?
Well, Someone told me that some men carry shotguns to make up for... you know.
There's nothing lacking down there, girl.
Well, I don't know. I've only ever seen you.
Stone me. What's got into you? Who's been putting all this in your head?
No one. Gerald's wonderful. He stopped me smoking and now he's opening my eyes to all sorts of things. I can honestly say he's changed my life.
You're not having one?
Nah, every time I used to have a coffee, I had a fag, so I avoid coffee.
Associated craving.
That's right.
I know quite a lot about psychotherapy. I've read Freud extensively. The workings of the human mind have always fascinated me.
Stop biting your nails, Trace.
Don't worry, it'll pass. You're looking healthier already. This psychotherapy has given you a glow.
That's down to her knickers being too tight. I think anyone who has psychotherapy needs their head examined.
Don't you find the whole subject fascinating?
Fractionally less than watching synchronised swimming.
I'm thinking of having no smoking areas in this house. You'll only be allowed to smoke in your bedroom and the garden.
Get out of it. I've got to have a smoke in the toilet for a start. Can't go unless I've got a fag.
Do you write down your dreams for Gerald, Tracy?
Yeah?
Including the erotic ones?
Yes.
You don't.
No, you have to. They're very revealing. Do you know, one thing that has always worried me is that I never dream about sex.
I'm not surprised, Doreen. You're at it all the time. The only time your body gets a rest from it is when you're asleep. So come on then, what are these dreams you're having?
The usual.
What's the usual? Everybody's different. The usual for me is 2 big hairy Cossacks and a bowl of coleslaw.
Always the same, is it?
No. Sometimes there's 3 big hairy Cossacks.
Do they ever have their horses with them?
So come on, tell us then.
Well, it's just me and a bloke on a beach.
So who's this bloke? Daryl?
Dunno, I can't see his face.
You've got to have a look one night, Trace. Could be having fantasies about Frankie Howard. In which case, I was wrong. You do need therapy.
It's not Gerald, is it?
No.
It'd be understandable. He's very good looking.
No, he's not. He's an old wrinkly.
No, he isn't. I've met him. He's a member of Marcus's Lodge. In a Robert Kilroy Silk lookalike contest, he beat Robert Kilroy Silk. Who told you he was old?
She did. I'm very hurt, Tracy. You're planning to have horizontal aerobics with a trick cyclist and you ain't even told your own sister.
But I'm not planning anything.
You told Daryl about your visits to Gerald then, have you? No, I thought not. Guilty conscience.
It's not unusual, Tracy. I've read about lots of cases where patients fall for their therapists.
Look, just because you've read a few books by Clement Freud, it don't make you an expert on my mind. I don't want to have it off with anyone.
She does.
All right.
Yeah.
Word is you're a bit on edge.
Who told you that?
Ronnie Thomas, after you threw him down the stairs for saying hello.
Call me at a bad time.
What's up? Something to do with Tracy's visit, is it? She seemed to be in a bit of a funny mood. Well, it's none of my business, I know. I just thought you might like to talk about it.
She started questioning me, criticising our relationship and other things.
Yeah. I saw the, So, what do you reckon's up with her, then?
I don't know.
You don't think she's got another bloke, do you?
That would be the first thing you'd think of, wouldn't it?
I'm not saying she has, just saying it's a possibility. Who do you reckon it is, then? I mean, if she has.
I don't know.
It's normally someone you know. Usually your best friend. You're all right there, though.
Why's that?
Well, I'm in here with you.
You are more fond of my slop bucket.
I'd be really sorry if she's straying, though.
Yeah.
Of course. I know how it feels. I remember when I first found out Sharon was putting it about, I was gutted.
Tracy ain't like your Sharon.
Oh, no. No comparison. I reckon Sharon started with the usher at our trial. Your Tracy's out that much longer.
I don't know for certain she has strayed. I ain't been stuck in this bleeding place. You don't know for certain what's going on the outside. You feel so impotent.
Yeah, that's down to the stuff they put in the tea. So what are you going to do, then?
That's my business.
Look, you don't want to let Trace get away with it. I made that mistake.
I told you. I don't know for sure she has got another bloke. She's given up smoking. Her being ratty, I mean, could be down to that.
Yeah. Might.
Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah. It's possible.
Do you want to eat this fork?
Look, calm down, Del. I reckon there's every chance she is straight, honest. But put yourself in a similar situation. Imagine the governor's secretary walked into your cell tonight in the nude and said, "Have me."
I'd smack his head in.
No. Before that, Mr. Walker took over. Hey, imagine it's still that Miss Cruikshank. What would you do?
Well, I'd have her, wouldn't I?
Oh, yeah? Yeah? Would you?
Yeah, bloody well I would. You're trying to say my Tracy is putting it about, aren't you?
No, I wouldn't dare suggest it, mate. Oh, last time I did, you broke me jaw.
Stop taking me for some sort of mug. That's exactly what you're suggesting in your nasty, weaselly little way. And if it turns out she ain't, I'll kick you from one end of this nick to the other.
It's the E numbers.
Halitosis,
Cigarettes,
unhealthy,
smoking,
smelly,
ashtrays,
dirty,
Dorian. Oh, it's my neighbour, Dorian Green. I think you know her. She says she met you at some lodge do or something.
I don't remember her. Why did you think of her when I said dirty?
She's a bit of a trollop.
Dorian Green, yes, I know who you mean. Is there anything in particular worrying you at the moment?
Daryl, well, I haven't told him about seeing you, and I don't know whether to or not.
Why?
I don't think he'd like it. He can get very jealous, see? Once at this football do, this fullback got a bit forward, so he pushed his face into the cheese dip.
So you think that not telling him is best, do you?
Yes. Oh, I don't know. You don't think I should, do you?
You have to make your own mind up. Was it Darryl who helped you with your problems in the past?
Yeah. He wasn't much of a talker, but he used to give me a hug and that made things seem better. Helped me sort 'em out. Can't do that now he's got himself sent to prison, can he?
Well, can't you hug Sharon?
Not really. Wouldn't be right, would it? She's my sister.
Or how about hugging me?
What?
Would it help if you were to hug me?
It might.
Is that helping?
Oh, yeah. I think I better tell Daryl. Daryl, there's something I've got to tell you. I'm seeing someone.
Who is it?
His name's Gerald.
I don't know any Gerald.
He's a psychotherapist.
I don't care if he's the King of Belgium. I'm not having him shafting my wife.
What are you talking about? It's nothing like that. I'm having therapy.
Where? Up against his filing cabinets?
We just sit and talk.
You're having a laugh with me, aren't you, Tracy?
It's true.
You swear on Garfie's life, that's all you do, talk.
It is. Apart from when he cuddled me the other day.
Jesus.
Well, it's all part of the treatment. He's like a doctor.
Yeah, and I bet you're on a repeat prescription 3 times a day after meals.
Honestly, it's nothing like that. He helps me. He's understanding.
Look, if you want to talk about problems, talk to me. I'm bleeding understanding. This geezer's turning you against me. I bet it was him that told you about the shotgun business. He likes talking dirty, does he?
It's not talking dirty. You have to talk about things to work out your problems.
What else you talked about then? Talk about when me and you was in bed, do you?
Yeah?
You haven't. What you told him?
Well, when it was good, when it was bad.
When was it bad?
Sometimes.
Well, that was your fault, girl. I'm good at sex, I am. I've never done it and not enjoyed it.
You don't understand.
This geezer don't have to worry about buying dirty books, does he? No. He's got you coming round once a week to give him a cheap thrill. If I catch your nose in my business again...
Gerald's not like that, Daryl. He's kosher. He's got letters after his name.
Tracy, half the perverts in here have got letters after their name. Like the prison psychiatrist. He's dodgy. He puts everything down to the size of your mum's knockers. If you're a nonce or a rapist, you went funny because it was too big. And if you're a thief, you started nicking because it was too small and you felt it was missing out.
No, I don't care about the prison psychiatrist. Gerald's different.
Gerald, I'm fed up with hearing his name, Tracy.
Look, there's nothing going on. Can't you trust me?
Look, I don't know whether you're up to something with this geezer or whether you're just stupid. I don't want to know. But I don't want you seeing him anymore.
But, Daryl...
That's it, Trace. I mean it. That tea hot, is it? Yeah. Ah!
All right, Trace.
Oh, sit down and have a fag, Trace.
I don't want a fag. I don't smoke.
Look, what did you expect Daryl to say? He's stuck inside and you're seeing a Kilroy Silk lookalike to talk about what you most like to do between the sheets. He was hardly likely to recommend a good hotel and give you change for the Johnny machine, was he?
Look, for the last time, nothing's happened.
No, not in reality, but it has in your head.
Look, Daryl should be able to trust me. Gerald says that's what marriage is all about.
Gerald says. Look, I'm starting to get worried about you, you know. This Gerald is controlling your mind. And if you didn't fancy him so much, you might be able to see it.
Sharon's right. You see Gerald as a crutch.
Don't be so disgusting.
I'm talking about a psychological crutch, someone to lean on.
Oh, here she goes again with her amateur psychology. I don't even know what you're doing here. It's none of your business, you nosy old cow.
I'll make allowances, Tracy, because you're upset. I'm not nosy. I'm merely showing concern and compassion for a neighbour's problems.
Oh, so when you're using Marcus's binoculars to spy that woman over the road who ties her window cleaner to the bed, it's because of your concern and compassion, is it?
No, that's professional interest. Where are you going?
To phone Gerald. He'll know what to do.
Trace? Tracy? Trace, there's only one thing to do. You've got to kick this head doctor into touch. Otherwise, you're going to lose this house, Daryl, everything.
But I can't stop seeing him. You don't understand. He's given me confidence. He's brightened up my life.
At the risk of having my head bitten off again, I can offer you another alternative. You lie. You tell Daryl that you've stopped seeing Gerald, and then you just carry on as you are. He's hardly likely to come home early and catch you at the surgery, is he?
I don't want to lie. It's because of lies and deceit that my husband's in prison. I want him to be able to trust me.
I have to say that's being very naive.
Oh, it might be to you. You spend your life lying for your dentures to that husband of yours. Stick a pin in the phone book and it's odds on it'll land on someone you've had an affair with.
You are not my mother. You have no right to talk to me like that.
Up! Everyone round here knows you're the most popular ride outside Alton Towers.
Tracy, that was well out of order.
Well, she gets on my nerves. She's such a slut. She's frightened to go without it for more than 48 hours in case it goes out of fashion.
Yeah, well, at least she's honest about it. You keep going on about lying, but you're the one who's lying to yourself. You've got the raging hots for this, Gerald, but you won't admit it. So you're going around having a massive conscience attack and making the rest of our lives a misery. Look, do me a favour, will you, Trace? Give Gerald a ring and arrange a quick tumble. Get it out your system. Perhaps then we can all get back to normal.
Hello, Gerald. It's Tracy. I've got to see you. Gerald.
Tracy, you're early. This is very embarrassing.
How can you smoke?
I know, it's shocking, isn't it? Like Oliver Reed telling you not to drink. Sorry. I've ordered some house white. I hope you like wine.
Yeah, great. Mind you, didn't get to drink it that often. Daryl didn't like it, and Sharon only gets us those cocktails with rude names and more umbrellas than a beach in Mallorca.
Don't you think you rely a little bit too much on other people making your choices for you?
No, not at all.
Would you like a sandwich or something?
Only if you're having one.
Now that you've caught me smoking, do you feel that I've let you down?
Don't be silly.
But I'm a hypocrite. You know it. Why don't you tell me?
I don't want to.
Why not?
Can't we talk about Daryl? I'm worried.
You sounded upset on the phone.
He says I've got to stop seeing you.
Must be difficult for him stuck in prison.
Yeah, I know, but he hasn't even tried to see my point of view. He's just convinced that there's something... Oh, that there's something going on between us.
I don't usually meet my patients in a wine bar, but I thought it might be best for us.
It's cosier than your office.
Do you fancy me, Tracy?
Yes, you know I do. Do you fancy me?
Do you want me to?
Yes.
It's going to be very difficult.
No, it won't. Sharon goes out every Friday.
It's going to be very difficult for me to see you again. In fact, I think it's going to be impossible.
But why?
This emotional dependency you've formed on me is the last thing you need. It's best if we break it off straight away.
But we get on so well. You understand me.
I was just doing my job. This sort of thing's not unusual. I have 20 patients and half of them are in love with me. 3 of those are men. Tracy, I'm going to refer you to another therapist, Monica Graham. She'll be just as helpful to you.
Why? Good at cuddling, is she? I'd better go. Do I owe you anything for this session?
No, of course not. My car's outside. Can I drop you?
I thought you'd just done that.
Feeling any better, mate?
I will be when I finish this.
Look, getting paralytic drunk ain't gonna solve anything, Trace.
Not this. This letter.
Oh. Who are you writing to? The Association of Head Feelers get old Gerald struck off?
Would you like me to get you a glass?
Oh, no thanks. Tastes like nets. What? So, who's the letter to, then?
Daryl.
Saying you're sorry, are you?
Yeah. I feel really guilty for what I've put him through.
Trace, it's nothing to go into sackcloth and ashes for. You only thought about doing naughties.
Yes, but I'd have done more than think about it if Gerald had been game.
But you're a woman on your own. Your juices are bound to get the better of you now and then.
I know. I don't think I'm going to be able to go about a man till Daryl gets out. I really used to enjoy sex. And lean up against that washing machine when it's on spin ain't no substitute.
Now the tumble dryer's better. You ain't going to put that in that letter to Darryl, are you?
No. Well, not about being desperate for it. But I am going to tell him the old truth about Gerald. Harry was right about me fancying him.
Are you serious?
Yes. What do you think's the best way to put it?
Leave a big blank page. Trace, you tell Daryl that, it could send him right over the top. He'd be ready to believe you're having an affair with anyone from Sooty to Julian Cleary.
But I want to tell him the truth. After the way I had to go at him about the banks, I'd be an hypocrite if I lied.
Oh, don't be so thick, Trace. It's lies what make the world go round.
I thought that was love.
You've been reading too many Barbara Cartlands, you have. No, it's when people stop lying the trouble begins.
That's not true. Gerald says honestly...
Listen. You're going round Dorian's to apologise later, aren't you?
Yeah.
What are you going to say? Something like, sorry, Dorian, I was wrong. You're not a nosy old scrubber.
Yeah. Something like that.
But she is a nosy old scrubber. So you'll be lying. Listen, Trace, you tell Daryl the truth, all you're going to do is upset him and cause you both a load more grief. Whereas, if you say this Gerald was a bit of a chancer and you showed him the red card, it'd be smiles all round. There's a good girl. You know it makes sense. Oh, you ain't started smoking again, are you?
Yes. All that going without's doing is giving me the hump and nails that look like I've been digging coal. I thought you'd be pleased.
Of course not. I was going to pack it in with you. All they do is make you smell like an old ashtray, ruin your health and cost a fortune.
OK, then. We'll both stop.
Yep. All you need is a little bit of willpower. We don't need no therapist putting the fluence on us, eh, Trace? Just have one last one, shall we?
What'll I do when you are far away and I am blue? What'll I do when I'm alone with only dreams of you that won't come true? What'll I do?